Okay, it's like for the second time, or this is my second time going to like an actual. Well, first off, in this video, I went to a fucking actual like bodybuilding gym, which was sick as hell. So this is my second time going there. It's fucking sweet though. Like it literally feels like a 2000s lifting documentary in there. Like there's old Ronnie Coleman, Lee Priest, Jay Cutler, like old videos. You could just buy that sort of old grainy texture. Everything's straight metal plates. Everything's like plate loaded. It's fucking sick. But I bought like a little Bluetooth little microphone thing, which turns out I can't have it under my shirt. I thought that would muffle some of the outside stuff, but it just sounded like it was fucking underwater. So, and it also died midway through. So that's what I get for spending, it was like $5. It's so shitty. But I kind of like it because it's so shitty. But, yeah, the best I could really do is just, use it for when I could. You can't even fucking hear me, dude. It's so shitty, the first portion of this video. But then it died midway through, so I'm just gonna, like, voice over little bits and pieces of what goes on, and then I'll wrap it up. So, let's get into it. I did upper, and it was pretty fucking sick. I won't lie. Too light. This might be the one. There we go. That's good. Alright, let's rip this stick. Hold on. Alright, so as you can see in this one, this is an old pec fly machine that they had, which is fucking sick. I won't lie, it feels so good to use. So yeah, it's just awesome to use. But this was like 90 pounds, I want to say, somewhere around that much, and did that for however many. And at the end, a little trick I learned that you can do is, if you can only get it up like halfway, try and find a way to interlock your fingers, so that way you can just sort of like squeeze into the top easier. Then once at the top, release your fingers and slowly lower it. Then push back up and just repeat that 3-5 times for basically just negatives. You can just sort of see with that one, I push it back up, interlock my fingers, and then let it back down to failure. Alright, and this was the top set of the pullovers I did. This was like 200, I want to say. Either 200 or 190, I think. I think it was 190. Because this is plate loading, but 2 pins on the back, you can see sort of, 2 plates on each pin. And then I put either a 5 or 10 on top of that. And did this hoe to failure. And it felt good as hell, I will not lie. Something about just like the older machines just feel sweet. These are just some simple, plate loaded machine lateral raises. This was 25 pounds each side. I just did this to failure for, one set and then paused. Took a little 15-second break, did another set. And I did this sort of as like a pre-fatiguer for my shoulders because later I do 2 actual sets of dumbbell lateral raises, but it's just sort of like, a pre-doer. So these were actually cool as hell. It was like a overhead preacher curl sort of thing, as you can see. But this felt really good. You can actually not only contract really well, you can see with my bicep fucking poking through my shirt, but you can feel it contract closer to the delt. So normally, like, most preacher curls, I sort of feel that contraction sort of, towards the elbow joint, but something about it overhead, I just felt it, closer to where the origin of the bicep and not the insertion, which is a really unique feel. So, pretty sweet, I won't lie. There's just, a usual overhead tricep extension machine, nothing too crazy. Just did this for, I think it was 12 reps, somewhere around that region of 120, and then dropped down to either 90 or 100, and did a little drop set of that, so nothing too crazy. Here we have, some straight dumbbell lateral raises, 35 pounds. Nothing too insane. I think this was for 12-ish, but felt good. That was why I did the sort of pre-fatiguer of the machine one, because this, is substantially more difficult than, the machine one. But also just sort of helped, get the blood in there, get them a little bit pumped up, and then doing this just felt even better. This was just, simple straight bar barbell curl. There is, a second set I did of this, but I had to, crop and cut the recording, because a woman, walked in front of the camera and her butt was just, straight in view. It was like the only thing, and I don't think being a fucking weirdo and having just that shit posted online, just, straight ass and shot. So, yeah, I cut the second set short, but the last one was, I think it was 8-ish reps. This one doesn't need too much of an explanation or anything, you know. Simple tricep push downs. So I just did, I think it was like 150, 160, somewhere in that region. I bumped it up to, I started at 140 and moved it down a little bit so I can, do some heavier weight, but did that, and then, did a drop set, and then, that was the workout. Okay, so yeah, that was that's it really, That's all I gotta show you. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, fellas. Like and subscribe. Yeah, drink water, touch grass, be good people, and I'll see you in the next one.